Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting out war against the Grey. Today's video, we're going to start collecting Warhammer 40,000, and today we're going to take a look at the Space Marines, and in particular the Stormlance Task Force. Now in this video we're going to go through the special rule for the Stormlance Task Force before having a look at a couple of units we recommend to get started with for this particular faction of Space Marines, and then look at some other units we can use to expand upon those first couple of initial purchases. We'll then finally finish off the video with a little sample army list of 1,000 points for you to use, hopefully as some inspiration for starting your own force of the Space Marines in Warhammer 40k using the Stormlance Task Force detachment. And so, to begin with, the special rule for this detachment is pretty simple. Units from your army are eligible to declare a charge in a turn in which they advanced or fell back. This applies to all units in your army, be they slow-moving things like your Centurions or your fast-moving units like your jump pack troops and your bike troops. Anything can have this rule activate on them. Now, there are definitely a bunch of enhancements and stratagems that focus solely on mounted units for the army, so they definitely have a big place within the force, and so you really want to focus around this. This is something to have a look at with a lot of the Space Marine forces in these detachments. They won't generally give rules to very specific units, they'll give rules to the army, but the stratagems and the enhancements will be on very specific types of units that are sort of tailored to what the army is all about. But with that said, let's get cracking on and let's check out where to get started. Today's video is brought to you by Gap Games, a fantastic retailer in Australia for a variety of different miniature war games. If you'd like to help support the channel, we have an affiliate link where by clicking on and purchasing, you'll help support the channel, but you'll also help support Gap Games, which is a fantastic servant to the community. And so, to start with, first of all, we have the Captain with Jump Pack. First of all, this is an amazing brand new miniature, and something to note about the current Space Marine Codex is the characters have been trimmed down. No longer do we see Firstborn and Primaris variations of the exact same character, they're now all stripped down into one profile. Now, this brand new Captain with Jump Pack model can lead Assault Intercessors and can also lead Vanguard Veterans as well. You've got a 12-inch movement, which is nice for your Jump Pack, 5 wounds, toughness 4, 3+ save, everything you expect for your Space Marine hero. Ranged weapon options, you've got the heavy bolt pistol, plasma pistol, and hand flamer. I personally like either going one of the two specialty weapons. Having a hand flamer can be nice for sort of charge deterrent, and also in case you come up against hordes that need a little bit of thinning. And a plasma pistol is a bit of light armor trimming as well. You've also got the options in melee with a power fist, great for going into enemy light vehicles, a relic blade in there for those harder to damage foes like other Space Marines, and a chainsword for going into the hordes. You can also choose to swap out both of the pistol and combat weapon above to take a Thunder Hammer and Relic Shield, which will give you some nice devastating wounds abilities and some extra wounds. You've got a cool free battle tactic stratagem like all Captain models with this, and you get +1 strength on the charge to any unit this model leads. Now, speaking of units it leads, the new Assault Intercessors with Jump Packs are a fantastic unit for this model to lead. First of all, you've got a nice solid Marine stat line, you've then got heavy bolt pistols, and 1 in 5 of the Marines can also swap out a pistol there for a plasma pistol. The Sergeant on top of this can take a hand flamer or plasma pistol themselves. The Sergeant then also has the option of Power Fist, Power Sword, and Chainsword for weapons. Now, the big special rule here is you've got mortal wounds inflicted when the unit completes a charge. You roll a dice for each model in the unit that finished within engagement range, and on 4+, you'll deal a mortal wound to your enemy. Looking at where to go next. Now, the other intercessors we can take. Assault Intercessors, I think, are a really interesting choice with this particular force. Now, they obviously aren't going to be as fast moving, they can be nice objective holders, but with the fact you can still take them and still get a bit of combat out of them, they can make use of the units and the stratagems within the force as well, and of course our Allegiance ability, and get a lot out of it. Now, you can choose to take a plasma pistol and a nice combat weapon on your Sergeant. They're going to be pretty dirt cheap as well for just sort of some objective holders that can go up into the midfield as well and contest and play around with the game as well up there. A big unit, though, I think that is really important to take in this particular detachment are going to be your Outriders, your Space Marine Bikers. They've got toughness 5 and 4 wounds apiece, and you've got some really fun options. So, first of all, you're going to have the twin bolt rifles, which are twin link bolt guns on the bikes. You've also got the turbo boost, where each time this unit advances, just always add 6, which is really cool. Meaning, you can always add that 6 and then charge off of that, so that would give you an 18-inch plus charge range threat. Now, you've also got the option, when you take this unit in larger squads, to add an Invader ATV. This is a sort of quad bike version of this. You've got a couple of heavy weapon options on it, either the Onslaught Gatling Cannon, which has devastating wounds with 8 shots, or the Multi-Melter for some great anti-tank. Your Outrider Escort once per turn in your opponent's shooting phase when a friendly Adeptus Astartes unit with this within 6 models is a target of an attack. So this is more when it's maybe taken as its own unit. You can have this unit make a shooting attack back at an enemy unit. Now, for me, you really want to put this into the unit because I think the Chaplain on bike is a fantastic character to lead this unit and give you a really solid unit. The big thing here is Catechism of Fire, where each time this model's unit is selected to shoot, select an enemy unit within 12 inch and visible to this model. Until the end of phase, ranged weapons will gain devastating wounds. This is really nice if you're potentially taking something like the Multi-Melter on your Invader ATV, but also goes really nice with all the Outriders who do put out quite a decent amount of shots. Other than that, the Chaplain on a bike is what you expect. You've got +1 wound whenever you give this time a melee attack from the unit it's leading, and so you've got your Absolver bolt pistol in there for a damage 2 pistol and his own twin bolt rifle on the bike. Now the last unit we're going to talk about is one of the flyers, and this is a Storm Talon gunship. For me, this is my favourite of the 2 different gunships we've got. I really think strafing run the +1 to hit against ground vehicles is probably the way to go, especially in early doors, unless you're fighting someone who has a lot of flyers. Now, for me, I think in this particular force what we've got, I think a twin lash cannon is really nice for some great anti-tank. But you've also got options like a Skyhammer missile launcher, which is great for other flyers. And you've also got the twin assault cannon on it as well. And you can also take things like a Typhoon missile launcher on it as well for some great sort of mid-range enemy sort of infantry and light armor killing. And so here we have our sample army list. Now we're going on the Stormlance task force, of course. I mean, that's what the video is all about. It'd be a little bit silly if we didn't make the sample army list with this particular force. Now, we've got a captain with jump pack who's going to be our warlord with a hand flamer and power fist. And then we have a chaplain on bike who's going to carry the enhancement Fury of the Storm. This gives the model +1 strength and +1 AP to its melee weapons, though when it charges, this changes to +2 strength and +2 AP on those weapons. So pretty nice little upgrade on the chaplain to really help that unit get some extra punch. Now we then have 2 Assault Intercessor squads on foot. Both of these will have the sergeants with plasma pistols and power fists. And then we have a jump pack Assault Intercessor squad that'll be joining the captain with jump pack. They've got a hand flamer and power fist on the sergeant. Combined with the captain, 2 hand flamers can really help with some horde killing if the unit needs it. And then we've got 2 plasma pistols for some light vehicle damaging or heavy troop damaging if needed in the Assault Marines. We then have an Outrider squad with 6 Outriders, and we've also got an Invader ATV with Multi-Melter in the squad as well for some anti-tank. And joining the anti-tank force, we then have the twin lash cannon wielding Storm Talon gunship. These should be pretty decent little flyers and a pretty decent little force. Some good anti-armor in there, some good anti-infantry, and a lot of combat and a lot of running, charging, all of that good stuff. But if you've got some ideas on how you'd build up your own Stormlance Task Force, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And that's the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment down below letting us know what you thought about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. You can use one of our affiliate links to Gap Games or Element Games if you're in Australia or the United Kingdom, or you can subscribe to our YouTube members or Patreon, or grab some merch from our merch stores on Teespring or Ko-fi. All the best ways to help support the channel. As a special thanks to all our Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patrons: Broken Chef, Andy C, Grimskull, Colorblind Magic, Benjamin Swallows, James Cater, Mark Harvey, Domir, Average Wargamer, JJ Austrian, Cure Dynamic, Andrew Bowen, Outer and Shot First, Kenny Lowell and Soren. And to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lockloric, The Johnny84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, John Castle, and Gargamel196. Thank you all once again for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Stay safe everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.